welcome back to another edition of Comic Star Talk, where we're going to be breaking down the Superman trailer, which dropped this week. I am your co-host Kevco, joined as always with my partner in rhyme, XO.
XO.
How are we doing tonight, bud?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Excited
good.
for this. We've been waiting for this one.
To break it down.
Yeah.
The reason why we don't do trailer reactions, as I've talked about with him, is I don't really react to trailers. I kind of just watch them and then think about stuff afterwards. So we like to do breakdowns here.
We'll try to do reactions.
We'll try to
and
we'll
see
try
how it goes.
We'll try. Maybe with Supergirl, that'll be our first reaction.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. But here we go.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Now, right off the rip, we get Superman and Lois. Well, Lois and Clark. He's got a different voice for Clark, which we noticed immediately.
The transition is so
smooth.
is,
and it's instant too, which I love.
She clicked that button and boom.
And of course, he mentions Walter Cronkite here, who was the #1 reporter for Vietnam, and at one point in the world, the most trusted reporter in the world back in the 70s.
Did you know that?
I
Beforehand?
did. Well, I knew the name. So what happened is I knew the name because my mom she read, like, when I was growing up, she read like his life story or whatever, his book.
Yeah.
But I thought he was from the Gulf War from the early 90s. I did not know he was a Vietnam War reporter. I thought it was just because I was growing up and that's when my mom was reading the book. Did you know?
No, I actually thought I've heard the name.
Yep.
I thought it was like some Sherlock Holmes-esque fictional character until I searched it up and I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. He like pioneered like what is it, interviews and the way he broke news.
Yep.
So
and he was one of the ones that would, like, because they were trying to like shit like not so the public knew really what was going on in Vietnam, and he was kind of one of the ones that always gave it straight. Because they tried to hide it behind war propaganda because of it was. I mean, we should have been involved anyways. The whole war was a mess. And he was the one that would give you straight up news, so that's why people loved him.
Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might. It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions.
Okay, so one thing I do have a complaint about. I know it's for universe reasons, but Rick Flag Sr., I would have rather that had been Lane's father in that position.
General Lane, I feel like they're going to wait to bring him in a different
if they bring him in at all.
Yeah.
Because they probably wanted to get used to Lois and Clark. Maybe he'll take over that role from Rick Flag Sr. Who knows what's going to happen to his character.
Down the line.
But yes. So of course we have the can to the back of the head, which they fixed the flinching. So apparently he's been either they're complaining about that in the test screenings, or he actually listened to the Snyder Cult.
I didn't have a problem with it.
Either did I. It's same as Man of Steel when Clark acknowledges being hit in the back of the head with a can of beer. I never had an issue with it because you're still gonna feel something hit you in the back of the head like that, like his hair would move and stuff. Like you would know.
I've thought about this before, like with weird thoughts with him and Lois. Like how does that work if he doesn't feel? He definitely must feel.
Yeah.
So
it's like if we got hit in the back of the head with styrofoam, it wouldn't hurt, but we'd be like, what the fuck did you do that for? But yeah. All right, let's continue on here.
That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Maybe.
Not maybe. I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're gonna be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
Now, so he apparently stops that war in Boravia. So that's kind of a spoiler we got off the rip, but I mean, we all knew that it's not like he was going to die. And of course, here he is getting his face smashed in by Ultraman, it looks like.
Yeah. When you start the video again, just go a couple seconds back to start it. Feel me? I feel like that was good because now it gives us like a synopsis to what the film is about, because we didn't really know.
Yeah.
We just had speculation.
We literally had no idea. There's just speculation based off shooting and whatnot. So yes, nice to actually know what the story is going to be about. Similar story, I guess, to Man of Steel, but like that's like a running theme for the 100 or so years of Superman we've had.
Yeah.
So I have no issue with it. I think it's hopefully going to be dope.
Not the one being interviewed, Superman. Did you consult with the president?
Lex.
No.
You seemingly acting as a representative of
I
the
wasn't
United States
representing anybody except for me and doing good.
Now, the whole representation thing. A lot of people, like, I was talking to my buddy, and he was a little bit mad that Superman raised his voice at Lois. But at the same time, whenever Superman's young, you're still doing your Smallville watch now. I'm not sure if you've seen the episode where he kind of adopts this child, and he gets into a huge fight with his mother over it. Because he's just trying.
It's a meta child.
He's just
right?
trying to. Yeah, I think so. He's just trying to do the right thing, no matter what it is. Like, he doesn't think there should be rules on saving people, and I agree with him. There shouldn't be rules, but of course, going into another country, invading a conflict where, of course, people profit off wars. I guess they had an issue with it.
There's rules, and I love that they're tackling that. Like, like I said, I'm doing it for good.
Yeah,
I'm doing it for me.
Get off my back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then he says soon, like, I love the line he's about to say. Like,
all right, we'll get back into it.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
The conviction he has in his voice.
That was
when he says
so
that.
Good.
My cousin's husband texted me because I was like, "Yo, new trailer's out." I don't know how in he is or how kept up he is with the news. And he was like, and that was literally what he said. He goes, his conviction in his voice when he said people are going to die was insane.
Yeah, replay that over again. That was so, like, you felt it to your core, like, and that's real. Like,
question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
That fall.
Yep. I love how people are helping him up.
It's so
I
beautiful.
absolutely love how people are helping him. It reminds me, didn't that happen in like Spider-Man 2 where like all of a sudden the crowd got behind him?
And they kept his identity a secret.
Yep.
And it's just you feel it in the heart.
Yep.
And he is hope, and it's showing the hope and faith people have in him.
Yep.
And I think it's
like it shows that some people have faith in him, and then of course some other people will not have faith in him throughout this film. I'm assuming till the end. I think they're not going to do a 5 to 7 film arc on making him classic Superman this time.
Yeah.
Just an assumption.
Yeah. I think we'll see a lot of classic Superman tendencies.
Yep. He also looks great in this shot.
It looks. This is just a random thought, but it's giving Max Fletcher's Superman.
That was a huge influence. I believe that's why he put a kaiju in there.
Movie.
Yep, absolutely.
And I'm seeing that with this trailer. But continue this. I love this guy, Superman. Like that's so awesome.
Yep.
Hey, buddy, eyes up here.
So I want to just stop it there because that is probably my favorite part of this trailer in general. Hey, buddy, eyes up here, talking to the kaiju. Basically, like
assuming,
follow me. Yeah, I'm assuming he's. I've seen some people think that he was like talking to a kid or something like that. I don't think that's the case. To me, it's more like, "Hey, buddy, stop focusing on them. Like, I'm right here."
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to me.
And you could tell he's just burnt up, probably from the flame or whatever, and it just shows so much personality in David Cornsweet's Superman. That's just glowing. Through this, we're a minute and 30 minutes in. We've seen Clark Kent, Superman. We've seen Superman. We see the in between right there of his personality.
Yep,
it's beautiful. That shot of him going up and the camera following him, looking like it's going to swing around when he gets up there, but
not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous about the potential camera work because of how well Man of Steel looked, and also how odd that very first shot of him flying was. Like, it was a little bit different than what I was expecting. But then like you get this
him
shot
in the ice.
Yeah. But then you get this shot, and it gives you time to focus on the moment, let it breathe. He's not just off like a bullet, and I love it. I love it so far. I'm really looking forward to seeing the.
And he knew this was the banger part of the film, and then he said, "Cut it, put my name there."
Yep.
That's awesome.
So, I just want to talk about this before we get the rest of Parkhead's speech, which I love. But yeah, the fortress is being fucked up by the engineer, and Lex Luthor is aura farming the entire fucking time.
The whole time. the whole time. And freaking whipping off his cool ass shades and looking like he's been here before. Like, this is my house now type. And that's just so cool. Seeing engineer. People are complaining about the color, it being black. Yep. I think that's kind of cool. It's if she still has the same powers and as engineer.
It looks like
still help.
It looks like as she gets hit by Crypto too, like does she have like black? Like does that eventually start to peel off? Maybe by the end of the film, she'll be in her like comic book or close to it form. I wonder, or maybe it heals in the way they are doing it in the movie.
I think she could materialize her skin, or something, and just like her suit. You know how the stuff looks just like her suit. I feel like she materialized her suit too.
Okay. Yeah, that could be because those blades basically come straight out of her hands. Like she like, makes them.
Yeah, which is really cool.
So here I just want to focus. Oh no, it's not even at that part yet. We'll talk about that later.
Your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
So I love that podcast in this movie. My favorite stories of Superman are when his father's around. Like the talks he has with his fathers in all seasons.
I was about to bring that up. From the first thing we seen in the teaser, it was giving all seasons.
Yep.
Now it's purely all seasons.
Yep. Which I love.
Kent.
Yep. And that book is beautiful and it's full of heart.
And there's not a single villain fight in that whole book, and which I think makes it.
That is kind of crazy to think about. I never even think about that when I read it because I'm having so much fun just reading
on my
it. It's more
second read. I'm like, wait, There's not like one time where he's fighting a villain. He's kind of out battling ideologies with Lex. Opposed to like throwing the fist, which I think is beautiful.
Yeah, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
July 11th. Let's speak about the Amazon date. It said if you have Prime,
Amazon July, was it 9th or 7th?
7th.
If you have Prime, you can get early access.
Yeah, which is confusing.
How does one go about that?
I didn't search it up. They just told me.
I have to pleasure. That's the real question.
They were telling me they did the same for Wicked.
Yeah, they did. And the Batman, I think.
I didn't read the links though. So
no, the Batman was just regular fan screenings. AMC's would have them like the week before because I saw the Batman a week before everyone else. So that was awesome.
Yeah, hopefully Zan could get here so we can make it to the 7th date. If not, I'll have
if you
to
can
wait
figure that out,
10th. Yeah, I know he already booked his stuff.
Worst case scenario is you can go the 7th and then just see it again the 10th. I know you want to see it for the first time together, but
yeah, I'm gonna just have to mute Superman for a whole week.
Yeah,
that's gonna suck.
Twitter.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to mute way before that.
I was actually thinking about. My thought was paying for Twitter for the month of July because you can mute more than one thing and then just mute every single thing I would ever have to be worried about. That might be the plan, but I don't know if I want to spend $11 to mute things.
You can mute anything. I know I can mute all the words I want.
I can only mute one at a time.
We'll
have to look into this. I'll try to figure it out.
Update your app because that's not right. Because for Thunderbolts, I like post-credit scene Thunderbolts with the asterisk, anything.
Maybe I'll look into it. I've never actually muted anything except for a certain hashtag, and that's just been the one thing that's been muted for like 3 years. So I haven't even tried it since then. So I'll look into that. But back to it.
All right.
This is terrific. Incredible.
Superman. He's not a man.
This is the scene I wanted to focus on. This right here.
All right, play it back.
Okay, I'll play it back with a little bit.
Yeah, with the freaking kryptonite. That one's cool.
He's not a man.
Right there.
Yeah.
Metamorpho. Okay, when it was announced Metamorpho was in this movie, I was like, I don't really know a thing about Metamorpho. I know his name. I kind of know he's with the owner of the Stag Industries' daughter, and he doesn't like that. But I was like, why is he in a Superman movie?
Yeah.
I didn't really know much about his powers either. I just knew his name basically. And then I was like, when I was reading that book, I was like, huh. I wonder.
I'm only on issue 2 right now.
Oh, I flew that. I was on the beach in Florida. I flew through that in like 40 minutes.
See, I started it. Then I knew I was getting a tablet. Like.
Oh, yep.
In a week, so I'm like, just wait, and that could be the first one.
Yep. But basically, what I'm trying to say is using Metamorpho to be the one to essentially create kryptonite.
He's done this in the comics.
Yes, yeah, I didn't know that. I love that idea of him doing that as opposed to just finding it randomly in the Indian Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
go back, replay his speech where he said Superman.
Lex. Okay.
Yeah. But like when he starts speaking,
man, he's not a man. He's an it.
Ooh.
He's somehow become the focal point of the
Or
entire
farming.
world.
Yeah, I was gonna say or farming. Just gonna go back real quick.
Yeah. Look at that.
Become the focal point of.
I love that shot. I kind of wish that was a poster.
Yeah,
like something like that would be dope.
It's just like hope. Like obviously something happened. He's coming through dust and clouds. It looks like a mixture of both, and he's shining through the light. Like beautiful. Chef's kiss on that one.
The entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
Somebody said they freeze frame the engineer throwing those blades at him, and they said it looks like it cuts his hair. And I looked at the frames. I'm like, oh my god, it kind of does. So maybe I'm thinking with him hurting the snow, maybe that's from whatever she's using that apparently looks like it can hurt Superman if it can cut his hair. If that's true, just a theory I saw somebody throw out there.
Yeah, I seen the same.
Can't guarantee it. But yeah, so she might be the reason why he's all beat up, or of course, Ultraman.
Yeah.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Yeah.
That's
the way
awesome.
they go from
the transition right here,
the Lex to the I'm a clean your boots, dark to light, like so great with the range of emotion. And look at that face he has right now, whipping off his shirt.
He's so determined.
Yeah. After his mom just said some corny shit, but it was so wholesome and beautiful.
Now,
and that is also back to the comics. Like they made his cape. She used his cape. As the blanket that he arrived in.
Found in.
Yeah, and then eventually that he outgrew that and could like use his aura to not break the clothing or whatever. So then she just started washing his boots for him. Which is just another callback. And he like the attention to detail.
Notice his like high school class picture right back here.
It's super cute. There's a lot of little things and trinkets and pictures all throughout this trailer that is just like so cool.
Yep, I agree. Now, that scene with his father looks like it's gonna be very emotional. Do you think his father is telling him that maybe he's dying, or maybe he has previously like had a stroke or something, and it's the one thing that Superman wasn't able to stop, and that's what drives him? I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. I hope Pa Kent lives throughout this film because I love a living Pa Kent.
It's not happening.
But yeah, he's probably gonna die. I mean, everyone says the ending is allegedly emotional. So,
like, I'm thinking about what I would do.
Yeah.
And like, I know I'm not going to drop any names. It was done before in live action, and it wasn't done. It was done horribly. Like you cannot make any excuses for that whatsoever.
Yep.
So to rerun that in a classic way that's going to actually hit home.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and like I said,
would
it might not even be a heart attack. It could be something else. But we'll see. I'm really looking forward to seeing his relationship with his parents. And the fact that in this trailer, we see him as Clark in Smallville, him as Clark, almost a little differently with Lois, and then him as Superman. So it's almost like he's playing like 3 different characters in this film. Plus he's totally Ultraman. So, but back to it. So,
get that test marker.
That's what I'm looking for. All right.
So
there we go.
Before we talk about this, I'm gonna talk about him flying there just a second. Yep. And at first, like I had a couple issues with like his face, and then I opened up All Seasons, I opened up All Star, and I'm like, oh my god, that is him. Like that kind of round potato head kind of look to it instead of Henry's like chiseled or a Reeves defined face. He's given that to the core, and I think that's awesome. Yeah. Now we could talk about this. This is hilarious.
I think it's great. Some people were like, it doesn't belong in a Superman movie, blah, 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 blah. Well, I hate to break it to you, but it's 2025 and this shit happens all the time.
Yes.
Like if there's a tragedy, people film that shit. They were filming 9/11 as it was happening. Like if they lived like a block away, like, so this is going to happen. Plus her boyfriend's the one that created this here monster.
Supposedly.
Supposedly. I'm not buying the whole it's Kara thing.
No. That's hilarious.
I'm sure you ran into it. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, I just seen that yesterday. Oh yeah, Kara confirmed antagonist. She's the main villain.
It's just Ultraman in there or something like that. Or Lex created basically something that can do has the same feats as Superman.
Yeah, and the way they're incorporating phone media, which is how the world works nowadays, and still is running a newspaper company, is very interesting.
Yep. Even Spider-Man No Way Home, it was basically like a blog. The Daily Planet was basically like a blog, not the Daily Planet, but Daily Bugle was basically like a blog website, as opposed to an actual newspaper now.
Yeah.
And this, they're keeping it as a newspaper, which is
I like that. It keeps it to the core. And she's funny as hell for that. Sit in the deuces. Like my boyfriend's kicking his ass.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, honestly, though, long shot could be Lex in the suit. Very long shot.
Oh yeah. That's my theory.
But you do. Okay, that's your number one theory.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because I believe that suit
then created by Lex, and then Lex.
That looks too close to the Lex suit.
It really does.
To not be skinned into the Lex suit.
And I've seen a lot of complaints about this character, not Tessmacher, but the Hammer of Barivia, being quote unquote like made up for the movie. It wasn't in a comic, and I'm like, that happens pretty much every time there's a live action something.
Yeah, they're known for not doing live action
cartoon. Like Harley Quinn was only on the cartoon before she ended up in the comics.
See, a lot of people want 1-to-1 adaptations. Keep that for animation only. I like how live action gives a brand new take on the character you love. Like this, for example, it's giving us so many elements, 50 villains, like all the Daily Planet, like so many aspects that you can't do with a 1-to-1 adaptation.
Yeah, and one thing we didn't really get in the last set of films was what felt like a fully fledged out like Daily Planet. Like essentially Clark's dead by the end of movie number 2. So we never really got like the interaction with the bullpen. We never really got we got like a little bit of Steve Lombard in Man of Steel, but he barely interacted with Clark. I want to see their count. That doesn't count. I want to see their relationship happen. Obviously I want to see Jimmy. We saw Clark and Jimmy kind of goofing around here. Their relationship looks like it's going to be fun.
That's foul.
Yeah. And people, I've seen a lot, obviously when the pictures first came out, people were complaining about his quote unquote broccoli haircut. But as somebody who works with kids ages like 15 to 25-ish, I'd say like half of them have that goddamn haircut. It's like a trend. Like I go to Buffalo Wild Wings to like watch a playoff game, and every like high schooler or like 20-year-old is like has that haircut, and it makes him look nothing like Superman. So it's great.
Yeah,
It's
he's
cool.
the most Clark looking,
Yep.
definitely not Superman looking
Yep.
guy we've gotten, I believe.
Absolutely. Onward and upward.
Powers, Orpho, loveliness.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if you follow his name's Kevin on Twitter. I think his like tag is like at like shitting bricks or something like that. Yeah. He was actually in this building like 2 days ago. He showed a photo on Twitter. I believe it was his account. In Ohio. This shot is awesome. The floating kiss is classic. Yeah, and of course, like the engineer, like whatever is going on here with the engineer.
Yeah, it looks like she's embedding her
like
the technology stuff into the ground to like
look
try
at that.
to hold him down.
And I love the spin of the camera of it going around.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the shots are really unique and fresh.
Yep. I personally like a lot of Henry Brahms cinematography. I do have an issue with some of the lens he uses, but it's very nitpicky, and as long as the movie's good and looks good, I don't care.
Yeah.
I think Suicide Squad has some very, very good cinematography, especially in the beginning. And but yeah, all right.
I agree.
So is he getting knocked out of the sky? James Gunn, I think, said it was like a cannonball. I don't know what that means.
I thought he was falling backwards.
That's what I thought.
But
it's
then
hard to say.
it's I see pictures of it and stills of it.
Okay.
And it is a cannonball, and James confirmed it is a cannonball.
Yeah.
So what he's doing is projecting himself up. Then he uses his powers and force and gravity to project himself down into a cannonball, which essentially he said you don't want to be on the other side of that.
Yep, exactly.
So it's a super ball, it's a super cannonball.
Feels like it's about to rain. So now, of course, we get the last scene, which I didn't even know about until I got home and watched it.
Do you have a dog?
And then this is my favorite part of the trailer, I think, besides the actual trailer, right there. Boom. Boom. Ads for the books that inspired the film.
Yep. The first one, All-Star, All Seasons. It's just like, look at where it came from.
Yep.
Look at what this came from.
I need to get this guy on the right here. Actually, right behind me, I have my Supergirl issue from the early 90s that's kind of mimicking that cover.
Yeah,
love that.
Cool.
Best $4 I've ever spent.
I was looking for the Dan Mora version of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I couldn't really find it. He did the variant.
Yeah. There's so many variants I want to get. Every time I see an absolute variant, I'm like, I'm not going to spend like $35 on one comic just because I want 7 variants.
Yeah, on 20 pages.
Yeah, exactly. I love that absolute universe right now. But so that was the trailer. There she is.
It was perfect.
And we're only, I'm guessing from here on out, we're only getting TV spots.
Yeah,
not much new stuff.
Somebody posted what they did for Barbie. It was like, don't quote me, but teaser, trailer, and then just like hype to the movie. Yeah, and that was 2 months difference. And
December that's teaser, February like first look or something. Then like the next month there was like something promo thing. Then like whatever. Then trailer. Yeah, they did just do like 1 or 2 teasers after that. They pretty much followed the marketing. The biggest part about Barbie's marketing was of course branching out. They had a lot of tie-ins with stuff, which is what Superman's doing now. You get all the NBA coverage. You get the Fortnite stuff now that they're doing. Right?
Let's talk about that NBA coverage.
They're not allowed to play the Jason Tatum commercial because he hurt his Achilles.
Yeah,
that's a bad injury. I feel bad for him.
Just like ironic.
Yeah, it's fucking. Hopefully, it's not like a forecasting the future of the film doing bad or something.
I was hating, but
yeah, I know. You're hating. You're a Philly fan. You're a hater.
He
I'd hate us too.
He wasn't the right pick for it.
Well, who else are you going to have in these playoffs that's left?
Brunson?
He's a better player than Brunson. He's playing a great. So what are they going to do? They're going to film a Superman commercial based on 2 games against the Celtics in the second round?
What does a better player equate to if you don't advance? Tell me that. Joel Embiid's a better player than Jason Tatum, but he ain't make it nowhere.
That's a lie.
What? All right. We're not.
That's a straight up lie.
All right, just because his muscles are disconnected from his bones right now doesn't mean he's not better. He's a freak athlete.
He's literally like top 3 player in the NBA. Like people might put Luka over him, but he is much better defensively than Luka. Luka's just
he could have been the Superman,
but Luka's not in the playoffs.
Oh well.
So there's that. But as far as like the face of the league, there's really no face of the league right now. Curry's not really the face of the league anymore.
But he kind of is.
Like they need like a younger face of the league.
Yeah.
Which of course Wemby is just not there yet. Enough basketball talk. Back to
yeah.
See, this is what happens. We get on. We just start yapping about random bullshit that doesn't really matter. But yeah, can't wait. July 10th, we'll both be seeing it. Maybe you'll be seeing it sooner. Don't know.
My only issue with this trailer is it shows me too much.
It does show a lot.
That's
some of the stuff they could have saved for a TV spot.
Yeah, and I was fine with just the teaser. Just give me the teaser, and I'm good.
Right.
But I'm so happy with this. It didn't give away too much. It gave us all the cool elements. It was weird. I seen the trailer, and he got him in the box with the kryptonite. I start season 7, episode 11, or near there, of Smallville, and Lionel Luthor got him in a freaking box lined with kryptonite.
I remember that episode.
I'm like, wow, what great timing. That's cool.
Yep.
Pretty
That's
cool.
Awesome. So you got to continue your Smallville watch. Try to finish it before July.
Yeah.
Good luck. You're in the home stretch though.
Yeah. Season 7 episode.
I flew through
17.
until like halfway through season 8 when I took like my 2.5 week break, and then I picked it up around Christmas time and finished it like that week of Christmas. Great show.
If I watch it before getting ready for work, that's like the best time to watch it.
Yeah, it's a great show, but of course you have other obligations, watch-alongs, and a female in your life. So I just straight up
that does not like Smallville at all.
Well, Smallville. It's not like it's a show you guys watch together.
Yeah, she tried. She tried.
Yeah, I can see that too. I mean, it's kind of corny.
Yeah. And
which is probably why Jason Tatum was picked for that, because he also was corny for the Superman spot. I admit that. But yeah, Smallville, dope. I got the Smallville comic. That's why Bobby likes me more than you. All right. Anything else to wrap up before we leave?
No, other than just like I'm so excited for this movie. We should do a Peacemaker trailer.
You want to do that sometime this week?
Yeah, just a quick little video,
Celtics aren't in the playoffs anymore, so we don't have to worry about that.
You got a lot of time now.
So I got Sunday nights is Last of Us, and that's pretty much it until the bear drops.
Yeah, I'm trying to space out Last of Us. Like I said to you before, if like watching one episode doesn't scratch the itch enough.
That's why I'm stacking comics right now, because I'd read one Absolute Batman and be like, that was awesome, but I can't go forward in the story. And then then I'd wait a month and my fucking pothead brain would forget half of what happened. So I'd have to go back and reread it. So now I'm stacking I stack like 2 or 3.
I'm waiting for the hardcovers to the paperbacks.
I just finished the last issue that's going to be in that. And you're going to have some fun with it.
After that, I'm just going to catch up.
Yeah, because you got the tablet now.
Yeah, I got that tablet ready.
And they have the mini arc of Mr. Freeze, which is called Absolute Zero. So I wonder if that's going to be included in the book you bought, or if it'll be included in the next book, because it's kind of like a I think it's kind of a prequel. I haven't read it because it's only 2 issues. I'm waiting for the second one to come out next week. So
Yeah,
we'll
they look great. Like everything I've read, that's my most anticipated one. I just got to lock in with Superman. I have Superman and the Authority. I have.
Oh, you did get that one? Nice.
Yeah, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow by Alan Moore, and I have Superman Red and Blue, and I'm finishing Superman Man of Tomorrow, which is pretty good.
Is that Jeff Johns?
No, it's
who's
newer.
that?
I don't even know who it is.
Okay.
It's good. So those are the last comics I have of Superman that like. Also, the 2 Action Comics that just came out for the summer of Superman. I'm keeping up with that.
Those are good. Yeah, nice. I got to go to my store, and I haven't been to my store in like a month, so I'm sure my pull folder's gonna cost me like $50. I always said I would never be a week-to-week comic reader, and then the Absolutes came out, and I wanted to collect them all. Especially because if you have whole sets of stuff, you can get a lot of money 15, 20 years down the line. So. Hopefully they continue to be great. I would stop buying them if they weren't great, but they're just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I think I might like Superman's more, honestly. But I'm all caught up on that, so I have to wait until like August or September to read like 3 or 4. So but all right, this has been a lot of fun. We will definitely do Peacemaker in the future, so look out for that, maybe Monday or Tuesday night.
And we still have a Sinners.
And we have a Sinner. I want to wait until mid-July is when the 4K comes out, which is what I'm going to review off of. I also want to do a 4K review of it. Plus talk about the movie, probably have Cal on because he can yap about Sinners for hours. But yeah, that'll be fun. And sometime next week, Monday, Tuesday, we'll figure it out. We'll be talking some Peacemaker.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun to try out. All right, everyone, have a great night. Peace.